Hey guys, Coach Mike Landon, TANCnutrition.com and the Diet Doc Team K Seattle. We're back again here with Benny Mobley, pro natural bodybuilder. Now Benny, you're with the IPE and the WNBF, right?
Yes.
Any other natty organizations that you're with right now?
No, that's it.
That's it?
It's WNBF and IFPA, which is IPE now.
IPE, yes.
Yeah, so International Professional Elite. So.
Okay, now give us a little scoop about you that maybe some of the viewers out there don't know.
Well, I'm 52 years old. You know, I've been training. I started training when I was 27. You know, just randomly joined the gym and, you know, started working out. I started reading and learning what I needed to do, not just only growing muscle, but the nutrition in order to put on the muscle size. And, you know, now that I'm 52, I feel like I'm even bigger, better, stronger, because what I learned at 27, I brought what I learned there with me at 52. So, and I'm just still going strong, you know, learn about nutrition, training, you know, and nutrition is very, very important for us as trainers.
Okay. Now, your competitive history, your first comp was the 1994 NPC Cup, and then you did various NPC shows.
Yes.
When did you actually get into the natural scene?
Emerald Cup was just one of those things because it's a big thing here, you know, in Washington, NPC, and it was just a poster at the gym. And I looked at the poster and I decided to, you know, register for the show. You know, I leaned down to 168 pounds.
Wow.
And I placed 7, you know, out of 9 guys. I was very disappointed, but, you know, because of me being an ex-athlete, track runner, football player, that, you know, I didn't quit. And then I did the 1995 Washington State Natural Ironman.
Okay.
I placed 4. Back then it was top 3 guys, you know. So I felt like, you know, I was close. So 1996, I came back. Same guys that I competed against, you know, I not only, you know, won overall, but I placed first, you know, in the light heavyweight class. And after that, it just took off. You know, I'd done the Olympia Natural Classic down to Olympia, as well as the Western Washington Natural Classic. So, you know, I kind of stuck with the natural stuff, but then also because the Emerald Cup was a challenge for me, I continued to go back and do it.
Okay.
But even though, you know, I wasn't going to place, you know, but anyway, not to, you know, say anything bad about that, but, you know, I still felt that, you know, being natural, that I can, you know, I can be one elite, you know, bodybuilder.
Okay.
But even though I took a 10-year, you know, layoff of training,
you told me about that.
Yeah, well, competing. I never stopped training.
Yeah.
Never stopped eating right. But I mean, you know, I still, you know, I wasn't competing. I stopped doing cardio. I mean, I gained, you know, I got up to like maybe 250, 260. But it was just bulkiness. Mm-hmm. And, you know, one of my friends saw me at, you know, the Emerald Cup, and he asked me when I was going to stop, you know, wasting my talent. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he, you know, asked me about, you know, going on the road, winning my pro card. And I didn't think it was a thing back then.
Yeah.
But, you know, that was the year of April 2010.
Okay.
You know, September was this show, IMBF West Coast Classic in Sacramento, California, for, you know, WNBF.
Yeah.
You know, I won my weight class, but I didn't win the overall, but I won the Masters. But, you know, Tony Quincy, you know, another guy from Seattle, Washington, you know, he told me about Kevin James' show, NAMBF, Washington State Natural. And, you know, basically I put that WNBF Pro card, Master card on the line because back then they didn't allow you to compete in other organizations.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
And lo and behold, by the grace of God, you know, my talent, even though taking 10 years off, I look at it, you know, I won my pro card in 2010. I won my pro card in 2011.
Yeah.
And that's how I became the IFPA Pro. And, you know, Moji was the guy that presented the trophy to me, the overall, and we're good friends today.
Yeah,
I mean, just how amazing that the pro natural bodybuilding, you know, how close we are as friends, no matter where we live at.
Yeah.
You know, even to the amateurs of, you know, believing in themselves and, you know, asking questions and, you know, not try to, take this journey by themselves.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's always a learning curve. You know, don't quit, don't give up, keep going, keep learning, and, you know, just thanking God where I'm at today.
Well, that's great. Now, can you tell us about a little? Okay, we're going to get into your off-season and competitive training now. Now, can you tell us a little bit about your off-season training regimen versus your competition prep training? And if there's any variability in either one?
Yes. What I've learned, you know, you learn from the best, and you know, Moji have always told me, you know, to stay lean, you know, on the off-season if you want to get better. You want to do this, because my thing is, you know, taking that 10 years off, I always, you know, quit the cardio, eat whatever I want. And,
I was going to ask you about the cardio. So how much cardio does this guy do?
Lots of it. But my best run since being a pro has been from 2015 to 2016. Learn a little bit more about nutrition. And yes, I do cardio. I you know, on the off season I may do 2 days of cardio. On the when I'm getting ready for a show, I do 4 or 5 days of cardio and 4 days of weight. So basically, I'm training 7 days a week. But then I do 2 days on, you know, 1 day off. But that 1 day is just off from weightlifting and cardio only.
Okay.
And then Friday, then Saturday, Sunday, then I start my rotation over again. And my nutrition is clean.
Yeah.
You know, depend on how lean I am. I do a little bit of flexible dieting with, you know, Subway turkey breast sandwich with spinach, taki mushrooms, you know, stuff like that. But I keep my, you know, flexible dieting at a limit, because to my age, my metabolism doesn't burn as fast as it used to.
Okay.
So I can't get away with, okay, I'm going to eat this, going to do this. And it's all about because who I'm competing against.
Yeah.
It's not about them, but it's about improving who I am and letting people know that it's not about, you know, you. I mean, the competitors is about you and being the best you can when you get up on that stage, and that's where I'm at. You know, and now I try to keep myself lean year round. This is the first time ever after coming off the 2015-2016 prep. You know, I got up to maybe 220 water weight. Now, right now, I weigh about 209.
Okay.
So, which has never happened.
Yeah.
So, you know, keeping myself in striking distance, you know, for whatever I decide to do,
Okay.
quote, quote. But, you know, like I said, it's a journey. It's fun. I love what I do. I love my prep, and we're all different.
Yeah, everything.
We all different, you know. So, so yeah, I am a fan of cardio. You know, keeping myself clean, like I said, flexible dieting, I keep it at a limit.
Now, do you personally, when you're competing, do you have a coach that handles your nutrition, or you do your nutrition yourself?
I do for the first time ever. I used to do my own nutrition.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody, you know Matt Porter.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm familiar with that.
He's a great guy.
A lot of MPC guys that he's
Yes,
you know.
yes. He's a great guy, and you know, he taught me a lot about putting variety in my diet. You know, it used to be, you know, chicken, chicken, broccoli, chicken, now fish, a little bit of steak, but
The bro science diet.
yes. And you know, he taught me some things about white rice, white potatoes, stuff. I'm going to say what? I've never done it before. But I'm also open for learning. It doesn't matter how old you are, continue to learn. And when I did, you know, his diet plan or what he presented to me, look what happened. You know, I came in my best. I came in very lean. My hamstring and glutes look beautiful, and you know, so yeah, you know, I finally started using the coach, and it made it so much easier for me than having to take all the guesswork out of it and doing everything myself and going, okay, you know, and now I keep a log of everything I do.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
even if I sneeze too loud, I write it down. You know, so but yes, you know, yeah, I got a coach.
So even a coach needs a coach. See?
Exactly, that's
So-
true. No matter how good you think you are, you know, there's guys out there that's a little bit more experienced than you are.
Now, do you, getting back on the on training, on both on your competitive and your off-season training, do you have a specific periodization scheme you like to follow, or do you incorporate like like a variable approach to your training?
Yes, I always mix my training up, but also make sure that form and technique is very important to me, because that's the way I taught myself at 27. I do a variety of barbell, bench press, machines, cable, stuff like that. Very little, plyometrics kind of stuff. But most of my training consists of, and I try to go as heavy as I can when my energy level's, good. But even when it ain't good, I still try to go heavy.
Yeah.
But most of my training always consists of a compound exercise, machines, cables, dumbbells. So, and it still worked for me today.
Yeah.
And the compound exercise keep that mass on me.
Okay. Now, if as an amateur, if you're like an amateur and you're coming up and you want advice from a pro like you, now does everyone need to be able to squat, deadlift, bench in order to maximize hypertrophy?
No. Yes and no, because everybody's goals are different. Everybody, the saying is, oh, I don't want to look like a bodybuilder, I don't want to this. And, I've had, older clients at 65, 70, I've had legal blind clients, and it's just basically incorporating, the type of training or goals that they have set for themselves. No, it's not required, but if you are an amateur and you're just starting up in bodybuilding, yes, those compound exercises are important. Not only in building the muscle, but also enhancing your metabolism to burn more fat. Because those compound exercises involve so many different muscles that it elevates your heart rate. It helps you to burn more calories. That means you're burning fat. But no, it's not for everybody.
Okay.
It's whatever your fitness goals are, that's where you go.
Because we see a lot of people now. Powerlifting has gained a lot of momentum over the past few years. A lot of young guys are doing it, and you see a lot of Instagram posts, Facebook posts, and so that's why I wanted to pose that question to you.
Right.
If as a guy just starting out, right? If they were, is that something that needs to be done as part of their normal regimen? But you said nope. No. You can actually vary it, and you don't have to follow that particular.
Exactly. Like I said, everybody's fitness goals are different.
Good.
Bodybuilding wise, I would say gradually to break them into it, but depending on what your fitness goals are, you don't have to.
Okay. Now, how do you feel about the role of like genetics in natural bodybuilding? Does it matter? Can someone of lesser genetics or not so genetically gifted compete at the top ranks of natural bodybuilding?
Genetics do play a role in it, far as your body parts developing quicker than the other, or a slow gainer versus a fast gainer, stuff like that. It's
responder versus non-responder.
Right, yeah. Exactly. It's basically all in how you train. One person can handle more fat and carbs where another one can't. So genetics are great, but then don't rely on your genetics. That just means you got to put in extra hard work. Oh, I'm so skinny, I was born this way. You know what? You got to eat a little bit more food. You got to eat more fats. So stuff like that, and it takes time. It takes time, people. There's no overnight success on it, and don't beat yourself up about your genetics.
Yeah.
If you have the blessed genetics, great. If you don't have the blessed genetics, hey guys, I'm a skinny guy wrapped around all this muscle mass. So, I was a skinny dude growing up, and it's one of those things I never allowed it to stop me from what I wanted to do. And like I said, I just randomly started working out and training. Yeah. And after 2 or 3 years of training, I'm going like, oh my goodness, whoa, I love this stuff.
Yeah.
So, but don't let your genetics rule you. Know your nutrition, know what you need to do in order to gain.
Okay, now when you're taking on a new client, what are some of the pet peeves or like governing principles that you have when it comes to like designing a program for a new client? How do you like, we're talking about responders versus non-responders? How do you handle those kind of new clients?
Well, It's basically, I always sit a new client down and ask them what are their fitness goals, not what my fitness goals are for them. You know, get a feel for them where they're at, you know, and in order to, you know, get a program for them. So like I said, everybody's not the same. You can't do the same program for each and every person or client. So once I get an understanding of what their fitness goals are, this is what I present to them for as, you know, training wise, nutrition wise, cardio, you know, so it consists of all those things, but it's a gradual process, and encouraging and motivating them, and a lot of them don't realize that it's a lot of hard work. It's a whole lifestyle change, but, you know, letting them know that it's a gradual change though. It's not going to happen overnight. You know, like I said, I'm 52, and a lot of people always go, and I'm pretty sure you know that. Oh my God, I want to look like that. No, you don't. You don't know the hard work, you know, that needs to be put into it. Not saying you can't do it, but if you're not going to commit to it, it's not a temporary thing, and then you go back to where you were. But I design my program according to what my clients are looking for, the type of food that I have them eat, if it's slow digestion carbs or it's fast digestion carbs, or how much protein, what their body weight and all that stuff plays a factor into it. You know, their age and, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Now, when you're training yourself at the gym, whatever gym you go to, what are some of the worst bro science myths that you've heard thrown around and you know, around the gym, and how do you personally dispel those myths? Like, oh, I better do fasted cardio, or you know, things like that, or I want muscle, but I don't want to lose weight, or you know, or do too much cardio and all this other stuff. You know.
Well, you know, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I'm a fast cardio fan, and you know, you can say, oh, you're old school, you still do blah blah blah, but people, the results shows. But anyway, it depends. Again, you gotta find out what works. If fasting cardio works for you, do cardio. You know, if fasting cardio don't work for you, you know, eat your meal, drink a protein shake or whatever you need to do, and go and do your cardio. Or don't do cardio at all. Do, you know, 10, 12 sets of squats or something. That'll get you going. That'll elevate your heart. Do 15 to 20 reps or 10 sets of squats or deadlifts or any of that. You know, but again, it depends on the individual. Depending on, you know, like I said, some people are like, oh, I don't do cardio, I don't do this. Well, that worked for you. So like I said, as we age, our metabolism don't work the same. These are things that I had to learn as I aged. You know, and you know, I eat, you know, anywhere from 350 to 375 grams of protein a day. That keeps my size and muscle mass on. And you know, same thing for carbs. Like I said, I'm a fasting cardio fan. And you know, some days I'll do it and some days I don't. But I've been doing it forever. You know, I take my amino acids. I take yohimbe, you know, stuff that's kind of, you know, manipulate my metabolism so it won't. And it does. You do too much cardio, it will burn up the muscle mass. But I mean, when you're prepping for a show, you're gonna lose something. You know, either you're gonna come in with that size and not conditioned enough, or you know, so it's a trial and error.
Now, you talked about you following flexible dieting a little bit because of your coach was
right.
showing
Introduced me,
Now, how does that holistically, you know, as in your training and in your training your own clients, do you actually follow the, you know, an evidence-based approach to both your nutrition and training? Do you, like, you know, read up on like articles and follow the science that's behind all that?
Yes, I do. I don't. That's one thing about me and learning life. You can't just tell me anything and I'm going to believe it. I'm going to go do it. And what I've learned in the, you know, the flexible dieting that Matt had taught me is he didn't do it right away. I had to lean down, make sure my body was burning those carbs, and you know, to get the sugar out of my system. So basically, it's a manipulation to make your body burn even more, and you lean out and tighten up more. But I didn't, you know, I asked him 1,000 questions because I was going like, whoa, wait a minute, man, you sure about this? You sure? But it's a manipulation of, you deprive your body from sugars and all that kind of stuff. Then all of a sudden you put it in there and your body's like, oh, because it's not going to respond with somebody that has all that in their system. It's just going to add to what you already have. But if you're burning it consistently and you're lean enough, it's gonna make you burn more fat. It's gonna tighten you up and lean you up, and it helps you get ready to eat more water. So it's basically, flexible diet. It's a manipulation, in a way too, to keep your sanity.
Yeah.
To enjoy a little bit of, like I said, Subway, a little bit of McDonald's. Yes, I said McDonald's, but I only got, believe it or not, I was like, what? Are you serious about this? Some vanilla ice cream cones. They were so good. But 3 days later, it's 3 days in, 3 days out. Yeah. 3 days later, I woke up and like, whoa, holy smoke. I was tighter.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm a fast learner, and it was, understanding what way it was going with it. Even though I questioned it at first, I had to read and understand it myself, because coming out the way I did and learning what I learned, doing NPC, Emerald Cup, was just that one way.
Yeah.
Chicken and broccoli and sweet potatoes and blah. I'm going like, man, okay. But, with that, it keeps things, a little bit more enjoyable.
Yeah.
So.
Do you track your macros? I posed that question to Marshall, Philip, and
yes,
Moji, and they said no, they go by more of an intuitive approach.
Well, like I said, we're all different.
Yeah.
I have, if you don't mind, I ain't gonna show you the whole thing, but this is what I do right here daily. And this is called color notes. Everything that I do. A different color tells me something has changed or something, So, I do. This is my way. How much protein is basically about if I need to up my carbs, if I need to up my protein, or do I need to up my fat? So I do. Like I said, we're all different.
Yeah.
We all, your program, okay, great.
But you go by feel then, if you want to up your
look,
whatever macro
and
you want.
how I look, yes.
Okay.
And then, like I said,
a little bit intuitive.
Just to, like I said, learning from the best that's out there is my thing. Yeah. And Mojo always told me, don't worry about what the scales say. What does the mirror look like? Look in the mirror. How does your clothes fit? Okay, if I turn to the side, I'm seeing hams and glutes. I'm like, okay, cool. We on track.
Yeah.
So now that I know how to bring this stuff in and staying lean, y'all, hey, it's going to be fun.
Now, what's your supplementation scheme like during your off and on season? What do you rely on?
Off and on season, and I just basically I started taking creatine again about 3 months ago.
Okay.
It's kind of like a cycle for me. A long cycle. I'll get off the creatine, but I keep the glutamine in my diet year round. I keep my amino acids in my diet year round. Caffeine, black coffee, year round, but I don't do a lot. What else is there? NO2 Extreme, which is from Mr. Moji himself. I'm selling whatever, but it works.
Yeah.
It gives the muscle cell the nitric oxide, which is fueling the muscle, to give you that extra push. It's almost like creatine.
Yeah.
But those are the supplements, that I take. And a multivitamin. Lots of water. I try to sleep well. So amino acids, my protein, my glutamine, creatine, the NO2 Extreme, and every now and then a few supplements here and there. Well, I take a fat burner, B4, by BPI, which works for me. I don't take it every day, but just basically really on my cardio days. Along with my amino acids and stuff like that. I get up very early.
Okay.
In order to time this stuff and go do what I got to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to. Okay, I just heard you say you get up pretty early. So what's like a typical day like for you? Just like one day in the life of Benny. What is your typical day like?
Well, my typical day, I'm so used to getting up at 4:30 in the morning, depending on my first client. Between 4:30 and about 5:15, I hit 24-hour fitness to do my 35-40 minutes of cardio by, let's say, 6:10. I'm done by 6:50. Drive here, for my client, 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I'm back home by 11. you know, and then I may have a noon client or stuff like that. So I basically live 5 minutes away from my studio, the studio I train my clients. You know, so it's kind of like, you know, I do my cardio, I train my clients midday, mid-morning. I go train, workout for, you know, 2 hours, 2 hours, 15 minutes, you know, depending on my time. Well, I get in there and get out.
Yeah.
And then I have 4:30, 5:30, I have evening clients. So it's basically morning, mid-morning, afternoon, and then the mid-afternoon is mine.
Yeah.
And then I come back a little bit late afternoon, around 4:30, you know, and I train clients all the way until 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. So
you actually live the fitness lifestyle.
Yes, I do.
24/7. This is your full-time job.
Only because of the grace of God, man. I have to say it.
Yeah.
Where I'm at and who I am and how I look is not because of me. Because I took 10 years off. I didn't think I would ever compete again, ever. But it was my talent, you know. And now, like I said, last time I competed was 2000. God speeded everything up. When I came back 2010, I won my pro card 2 years in a row. And I worked for somebody for 17 years. I worked for one company for 16 years. I left them, worked for a company downtown Seattle. You know, a year later I got let go.
Yeah.
But I was walking downtown and I said, okay, God, what's next? I wasn't nervous. I wasn't scared. And at the time, I lived in Federal Way and moved from Federal Way to the east side in Bellevue.
Yeah.
Anybody know anything about the east side in Washington? Everything's double. But I didn't panic. I didn't, you know. So only because of the grace of God, I'm doing what I love to do. I had no clue.
That's great.
I had no clue. Yes, I live and breathe it every day, y'all. But it didn't happen overnight.
Okay.
You know, so, and, you know, just staying humble and believing in yourself and help other people.
Yeah.
Don't try to think just because you reach a certain level of life that you're better than others. That's one thing that you don't do. The higher you get up there and you try to be selfish, the harder you're going to fall. The quicker you're going to fall.
What advice would you give to the young folk out there that are trying to, you know, make it in this industry, in this fitness industry? What, you know, whichever, be it a trainer, be it in bodybuilding, or what advice would you give to them?
Believe in yourself, continue to learn and read, know your clients, live the lifestyle, don't be selfish, get rid of pride. You know, just because you win a few shows and all this and that doesn't mean that, you know, you're the king of the world or you're the king of bodybuilding or whatever it is may be in life.
Yeah.
You know, always strive and work hard, never quit, never give up, because things are not always going to be easy.
Yeah.
You know, things are not going to always go right, but it molds and shape you. Like the song says, whatever don't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it didn't kill me to take those 10 years off. It made me stronger.
Well, what's next for you there, Benny? What's any? This is your off season. Are you competing at all this year, or what's next for you?
You know what? Anticipation, just be disciple. I knew this question was going to come up. I have something, but I haven't talked to my wife yet.
Okay. Is it a secret?
Yeah, it is. Well, it should be. But yeah, there's something in the making. And anybody know me? I'm not a advertising kind of, oh, look at me, you know, this is where I'm at kind of thing. But
so this is something we're gonna have to stay tuned for, huh?
Yeah. So like I said, I'm supposed to be taking 2017 off.
Okay.
But I'm glad that somebody recognized the hard work that was put in, the prepping in 2015, 16.
Yeah.
And basically it was an invite. And stay tuned.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, but haven't talked to her yet.
He's a good man. He knows a happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, I'm trying to live that.
Yeah. Anyways, hey guys, you know what? That was a great talk with Benny Mobley here, natural bodybuilder, IPE Pro, WNBF Pro. We hope that you've enjoyed this interview with him, and look forward to the next Iron Sharpens Iron series here, where we're going to talk about and put more of a spotlight on a lot of your natural bodybuilding pros and up and coming people that you follow on both your social media, Instagram, and everything like that. So stay tuned, and till the next time.
Peace out, yo.